Welcome to Sumeg State Park in Northern California on the southern edge of Redwood National and State Parks. I am currently hiking along a trail that came right off the campground, pretty much right behind my campsite. Runs the trails. I don't know if I'll be able to do how much of a campground tour I'll be able to do. I'll give you a sense of what the campground is like. Not going to be able to do an individual site tour like I do quite often. It is a weekend. The campground is fully booked. I like to do those tours in the morning, but the campground is just so full and the sites are so wooded and tight that all you'll see was cars. You won't be able to see what the sites are like inside. But here we are, right along the coast. You might be able to see a couple of little sea stacks down there, but fog is the norm here. Haven't been able to see much since we've been in this area. We visited the town of Trinidad, which is the next town south of here, so it's like the entrance town before the Redwoods. And for a tourist town, they didn't have a lot of touristy stuff. Oh, you can see a little better right here. See the sea stacks down there? Got a coast that curves around here. I'll see what else is going on this coastline this evening. I don't know if I'm going to get a sunset though. So there are 3 campgrounds here. There's Abalone, which is the one I'm in, and that has, what is that, about 80 sites in it. And then there's this little spur called Pen Creek Campground that looks like it's about a 10 site loop. And then those are both facing the west near the shoreline there. Closer to the northern coastline is Agate Beach Campground. Oh, Agate Beach. Why am I trying to do fancy words here? Agate Beach. And I might walk by that section just to see what that's like as well. And just to give you another sense, it is mid-July. If you go inland, it's going to be warm. But here on the beach, highs in the 60s, lows in the 50s. It doesn't change much, but it's always kind of misty and cool. Sometimes it's windy too. But it's not going to be a place where you're going to be cooking out here along the coastline. This is the Rocky Point Trail. Alright, this would be Lookout Group Camp. It's in Lookout Rock, which is up there. And this is the group campsite. Can be booked entirely as one. And if you're hiking along the coastline or biking up the coastline, this is a site for you. That's site 2, site 3 over here. I missed site 1 somewhere else. There's a couple of them. There's several sites for you to choose from. Oh yeah, quite a few. For hiking and biking only. 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure if these are reservable. I have a feeling these are not reservable because you never know where you're going to wind up. on a particular day when you're hiking along these coastlines. That's looking back to the rocky point where I just was, and now the Wedding Rock. Gonna hike up there, but I love that rock. Go see it from another viewpoint. There are quite a few steps. That comes with the territory of climbing rocks. It's easier than climbing the rock itself. However, this is nice. That first step is a doozy. I guess I need to go up there next. Up there. I don't know what I'll see though, other than this rock. Well, that's Wedding Rock and I was just there. Now I can't see it. Give it a minute. I've been seeing many examples along the coast of wind captured in a plant, and this is one of them. I can tell you the rim trail, and I'm walking right now, that came right off the camp, behind my campsite practically, and hits many points, is accessible. This is an easy walk. It's some of those off spurs that'll get you that where you have to actually do some serious climbing. Now to take you into the campground a little bit, firewood at the campground host. There are multiples. We just happen to have one right next to us, who's next to the restrooms, which has showers, coin operated. Some of the sites are not available. Our site is right around the corner. And this will get you a sense of why I don't think it's good to do a full walking tour, because this is what you'd see in all of them. Because you're not going to see beautiful spaces like there are back here that we have as part of our site. Picnic table, fire rings hiding back there. Beautiful spot for a tent there or there. Really lovely little space. And the trail's right behind our site back there, and there's not even a real cut through going through here to get to it, so no one's gonna be sneaking in, and constant fog rolling through. Now we were given a non-usable bear box. If you have wooden ones, they don't work. You need the metal ones. This one's actually closed by the sign, keeps it from opening, so anything that food or garbage needs to be locked in your vehicle. Well, I was working my way down to the tide pools, which I know I won't see right now because the tide is still high. And at this point right here, when I get around the corner, there was a wedding photographer catching the bride and the groom with that as the background. I do have to respect a budget wedding up in a state park by just reserving the space in a shelter. Well, there's nothing accessible about getting down here. Those steps are huge, sketchy, and twisted here, as you can see. And this is the destination. Again, steep and sketchy coming out of here. When the tide is out, there's tide pools. Right now, just lots of beautiful rocks. And an angry sea. Slightly angry. you a little more sense of the campground. There are some accessible spots. This one is considered one of those. But you can see this is why I'm not going to do a full tour. Because their site, camping, you know, picnic table pairing, are a step down from their area. Generators, there are generator hours. That's a cute little site, but not flat. 66. Small campers are best. Nothing really big in this campground, I don't think. There may be some sites that may be able to accommodate something larger, but most of these seem like older design sites along the Pacific Coast Highway. I mean, that's not big at all. These may be considered just sort of tent sites, and I think that's what we booked to, which is enough room to park your vehicle and put your tents in behind. But boy, are they cozy sites. Nestled among the big trees. There's our site straight ahead. A few more that I can show you this evening. .58 over here. All very private. Barely squeezing in there. Alright, so if you want to sleep amongst the trees, they got the big trees here. Should note that, what is this site here? What number is this one? 3. 3 is very tight between the trees. Oh, 31. That's 31. Sorry, 31. That has one of the tightest entrances I saw here. There are bathrooms scattered throughout. I said another camp host. So big trees as your view, but lots of shrub between you and your neighbors for the most part. All right, it's the next morning. There's actually some sunshine. Hopefully I can actually see something in the distance this morning. Mussel Rock. This will give you a good sense of what these stairs are like. A lot of them are tough. After a bit of a scramble, you can get down here. And then you can see back up the coast. Very rocky shoreline. This is the dance pit. So that's the village, the Sumeg Village within Sumeg State Park. And a big part of why this park just got a renaming last year, the year before. This is an actively used community set of buildings. They're not just museum pieces. They do still apparently come out here and, as a community and use this. Just past the village is Agate Campground. That is the entrance to Agate Beach down here. And the fog is rolled back in. Sneaker waves, another dangerous beach. Careful. You can hear it. Well, this is a cliffside hike getting down to the beach, but so far, about halfway down, it's all been switchbacks and no stairs. I knew the no stair rule would end, but it's not that far from the beach now. And these stairs are renewed and not missing big gaps like all the others. This is actually made out of composite materials, you know, recycled plastics for the boards. So those should last a while. All sorts of carvings on the bluff. First view of the beach. Stream running down through it. Oh, I got to the bottom of the hill and this little sand dune just totally blocks the sound. It's quiet. Well, it is called Agate Beach. And everybody's digging in the rocks. I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Something bigger than that? little less fog would be nice, so I could really see these beautiful cliffs. These rocks here have a lot of different stories to tell. Lots of different kinds of rocks coming off this cliff face. Well, I'm going to start to wrap up this video now down here at the beach. On the way out, I'm going to kind of drive through the Agate Beach portion of the campground so you can get a sense of what that's like. Just to give you a hint of that. But from Agate Beach, which is very pretty beach, I wish I could see it in some light, but our trip here has just been so fogged in, it's hard to see anything. Sumeg State Park in the southern tip of the Redwoods, definitely a great place to visit. Dress warm in the summer, plan for cold weather. It's not warm here, although it could be, you never know, so pack for everything. Thanks for coming along on this little adventure. I should have one more campground from the Redwoods to show you after this one, so subscribe if you want to know more about that. I'll see you in the next one. Get on out there and watch out for agates if you know what you're looking for.